All right, welcome everyone. We are Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Violet Evergarden, episode 4. Okay, we had a really sweet story with the brother and sister from the previous episode. Violet has gotten flunked from school and then unflunked from school.
Yes,
So
because of a letter. Yeah.
Yes, well, she has, I would say, the understanding that what she needs to understand is human emotion and its nuance.
Yeah, she has taken her first step, and we also got to see Major Gilbert Bougainvillea.
Yes, we had some moderators tell us that we had been given his last name, so we don't need to speculate about him being an Evergarden.
Right, we just erased it from our mind because we were like, that's too much of a mouthful. That can't be a last name.
Right.
So, yeah, there is that. But we got to see his brother in a flashback. So
this is true. Yeah.
He'll probably be coming back, methinks.
Yeah. And we'll get to see whether or not the characters from the previous episode were there just for the one-off, or if they'll be recurring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're excited, guys. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Aw, for Iris, yeah.
Nice.
Kazali. Oh, backstory potentially for
Wait, a house
Iris?
call to an entirely different town?
I guess dolls are in really high demand.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? Ah, that's what it is. Cool. We haven't seen her happy, really, before.
Not really.
Of course you would say that, Erica.
Yes.
Oh no! Okay.
So Violet's gonna do like some crazy front flip handstand, thing
Well,
to catch her.
Yeah.
But if not, that could go pretty badly.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what Violet's like.
Acrobatic capabilities are?
Not her acrobatic capabilities, but her like how willing she is to let herself be hurt to help others.
I think she's pretty decent at that. I don't know.
Well, like, the kind of thing where does she have something kind of in her that's just, if you see someone else around you that's about to be hurt, you protect them at any cost.
Right, yeah, because, I mean, it would make sense for there to be at least something similar to that, even if it's not at any cost, because, she was a soldier, so.
Yeah. Oh.
I love how, like, Kyoto Annie never does, like, still images, it seems, in this show. Even with them just, like, walking down the stairs and stuff. All the little the bouncing with their hair and everything. We were talking about their hair.
Yeah.
The amount of motion that they just constantly put into every frame.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
lighting on the water.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, this is the opening, so you could discount it as just the opening, But, oh, man.
Yeah, it's incredible that it literally is them just flexing on us all. Just, we are the best. Deal with it.
Wait, they're not going to show us what happened with the fall?
Political stuff. Huh. Oh. Did Violet go with Iris? Oh.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh. Wait. Did she grab her too hard, maybe?
Possibly.
Oh.
Wow, that's going poetic all of a sudden.
Yeah. Gardariki Empire? What are these names? Gotcha.
Aunt and uncle, what about parents?
Yeah. See, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Those little subtleties that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, naturally, your head is a rigid structure. It's not meant to be wrapped around anything. That could prove lethal.
Exactly. Oh, cool. Oh, a whole family. See, there you go. Oh. Oh, this is a little awkward.
Okay, Kyoto Annie, stop it already.
Yeah. Just beauty and grace is written all over her face. It's as if nature itself bends to her beck and call.
With the convenient gust of wind and all that.
Ah. Oh,
that's...
wow. Oh, good. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, sweet.
Just an excuse to see. Yeah.
Jeez, Violet.
Wow.
Is it for payment? Oh, sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, throw a party. Huh. Whoa. Of course, the kids. The kids are the first ones to say something.
Mm-hmm. Gonna try and vet it, and
potentially.
But it's like, no, but you have been requested. It's...
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, is this really a family get-together?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? jeez. Oh.
A specific name, potentially? Violet's getting conflicting orders and stuff.
We have been hired by them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is gonna get awkward. Cool. Oh.
Nice.
Oh, good.
That's
good.
awesome.
Little Violet on the moon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Here's their occupations. Who cares about... Oh. The favorite of the parents.
Well, no, probably the ex-flame.
Oh, someone she actually cares about a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna cry. Yeah. Communication breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this show is about, like, communication at just the core level. Oh. Oh, and now he comes back because she's a doll and stuff. Wow.
I mean, it might not have had anything special to do with it. He was just invited, so, you know.
Possibly. No. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Oh, she's gonna give a literal answer. Well, because...
And she's going to have to communicate to them what Iris said, which is...
Well, she's great at reciting things.
Exactly.
The thing is she going to make it worse or better here? Oh. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Them meaning everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. Yep. Oh, and you know she means it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh. Exactly. That's the point. It's
sure.
We take time, we communicate, and we work through it. Yeah. Yeah. Aww. Oh. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that hurts. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, so she went into something completely contrary than what she had been used to.
Just so that she could get away.
So she could get away, yeah. Sure. Yeah, it does. Wow. Oh. It's music. It's so hopeful
so triumphant
now.
And like, yeah.
It's like it's building towards like them connecting on this.
But they already have connected, so
but they're going to connect even more. Oh. Should I stay or should I go?
Ah.
Well, he was in the party, so...
Yeah. Baka.
Oh, and your parents. Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Aww. Hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what's great about this?
What?
Is that when they come back, they can tell whatever kind of story they want to be like, yeah, it was my first thing and it changed my life. Like, first personal request, you know? And they're going to be like, oh, cool, that's great.
But they don't have to tell them details.
They tell the details, exactly.
Yeah. And she steps... Oh. Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy.
Okay, that was great.
Yeah, that's great. Nice.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. No.
Awesome.
That's cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because Iris is making the point of saying that you wrote it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's reinforcing positively, even though she was being dictated to. Of course.
Nice.
Of course. Oh, Annie. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, man.
They even animated a little bee crawling into the flower.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a beautiful name. Oh, he gave her name.
yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice. Very cool.
Nice.
Oh.
Cool.
Whoa.
That is awesome.
As far as words to give to someone early who's a child ultimately and very kind of impressionable, but also struggling to kind of connect a little bit with kind of the emotional side of humanity, naming her after something that's, I would say, a part of just the world out there and stuff.
Something that doesn't serve a function, but something that is just
right.
Yeah.
But it's also something to connect her to this world.
Oh.
And I think that that's something that human beings, we kind of need.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly what, kind of what's her deal. Like why she's more kind of...
right. Why she is the way she is, even
why
though
she is
she's
the way
not
she is.
actually a robot.
Right. Yes. Oh. This reminds me of the Gungi pieces falling in the Hunter x Hunter ending.
Sure. Man, this show is so gorgeous.
It is.
Like... You'll get it eventually.
The ending is very like much simpler than the OP. Oh,
that was awesome.
That was really sweet and wholesome. It's the family classic miscommunication, kind of mini story for one of our auto memoir dolls.
And okay. Tell me truthfully, during this episode, did you or did you not get teleported into Pride and Prejudice and think, it's the Bennett family?
Well, the thing is, we didn't meet any of her sisters.
Right, yeah, and I think she might have been an only child. but still, just the fact that it's like, oh yeah, this letter, you go home, and it's at this time when it's all yes, beautiful dresses and whatever. I'm not even gonna try and say what era this is, whether it's Victorian or something else completely or whatever. But the point is, all gorgeous and all that stuff, and then yes, the mother throws a party, a birthday party, to find suitors.
Well, the thing
men
is
in the village.
The thing is, the mom seemed a little bit nervous about the whole thing, so she kind of played it off in a little bit of a deceptive way to get her there.
Yeah.
And I think that if it was Mrs. Bennett, she would have been like, come back here and have a party and meet some hot guys. Like, she would have been as
she knows how to be
that's true. She
scheming about it.
Schemed
the whole thing of the
as well.
No, send her on horseback. Now she'll have to stay the night, all according to Keikaku.
Yes, Mrs. Bennett is terrifying, but yes, I see the connection. But specifically with Iris, her character was one that I kind of put off as being kind of the spunky one of the three.
That kind of had a bit of a chip on her shoulder, a bit too much,
Well, also, yes, but also kind of the out to prove herself.
Yes,
and
right.
we
so
now
this is very
see
fitting to get this. Yeah.
Yes, this context was very helpful with that, but I think also she was probably the, I would say, out of her own merits, she had the least to attach us to her and make her likable. So so this makes her extremely likable, and we now identify, I'd say, a lot with her desire to separate herself from her past life, so to speak, and having a very heartbreaking, just gutsy origin, so to speak, for her character, of one that grew up with a childhood friend and kind of convinced herself that there was a mutual attraction and feelings of sorts. Like, who hasn't done that?
To quote Pride and Prejudice, we are all fools in love.
Yes.
So,
and I really feel for her. I really do.
And this episode was very well placed because we like you said, she was the one that we were probably least attached to because she had the least attachment to Violet so far, and that's not a bad thing. No. Because you can't have all characters come into the story with the same level of introduction and all that stuff because you only have so much time.
Yep.
And they had been able to make it so that the other two had some sort of connection to Violet in some way, whether it was the Erica, by
Erica and her
being
had a really good
the
bond.
Insecurity and all that stuff, and that whole deal.
And Catalia being kind of the mentor person who kind of taught her a little bit about how much nuance there is within communication and human emotion.
Those are some great conversations that were very easy to have happen because of the plot of the show at that particular part. But with someone like Iris, it's less easy to have those sort of connections happen. So the fact that they basically just sent them off on a side mission together, is a great way to do it.
Yeah, I really do like how the show also brought the connection of her coming from a country background and stuff, and there were kind of light little moments of, I would say, them kind of dancing around the subject of them not having necessarily anything really monetarily extra to give to them in this whole experience of them being here and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
And Iris coming home in her clothes and stuff that she thought was like, this shows who I am. I am and yet when Violet steps in, their eyes are like, whoa, an actual city, and it's those little things where Iris is like, I'm kind of sensitive about that. I'm kind of self-conscious because amongst the other women in the city, she's probably a little bit like, yeah, I know, I'm the country girl that comes in. And,
and that's probably maybe that's why she is a bit more spunky, because she's trying to sort of, compensate for that fact, stand out. Yeah. But, when she goes home, they don't see an auto memoir doll. They see, oh yeah, that's the girl that, that's the girl that we know. Yeah. Okay,
Iris,
cool. Yeah, it's Iris.
Yeah.
It's Iris.
And then Violet steps out, and they're like, whoa, she's an angel.
Sakuga.
Yes, Sakuga. Yeah.
I don't know if that actually was Sakuga or not, but either way, it was gorgeous.
It's all basically like high frame rate stuff. Like,
one of the other things that I realized once they started getting to this episode is that in a lot of ways, Iris is one of the better characters of the characters that have been introduced so far to help Violet understand emotion more. Because the way that she deals with emotion is she's very brash. It's very sort of on her sleeve kind of a thing. And that's something that Violet kind of needs in order to be able to properly see it.
Right. She kind of needs the person to, in some ways, react strongly.
Yeah.
So someone like Catalia, who will always kind of maintain her composure, except when it comes to the
kid.
The kid, yeah. We just call him the kid, basically. Right. And that's more of like sass. So there's still stuff that's being held back. But Iris was in a situation here where this is her family, so she feels vulnerable. She feels kind of exposed in some ways with regards to Violet. So
because no one can push your buttons like family.
Oh yes, exactly.
Like that's just how it goes. And if it had been someone like, say, Erica, right? Well, Erica would more just probably shut down when she gets in places where she's emotionally compromised, right? And that isn't exactly something that would help Violet learn
because Violet isn't receiving any input. She's just okay, I guess everything's
Violet
fine.
might ask a question or two, but she wouldn't because she doesn't actually understand what's going on. She probably wouldn't get answers, and if she did, she wouldn't know what to make of them.
Right, and for all those questions we with Erica could just lie. And, and then Violet would be like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm fine. All right. Whereas with Iris...
No, come back!
Yeah. Whereas with Iris and her family, it like the parts where she was basically going in between them saying like, okay, this is what they said. All right, this is what they said. Like,
there were a lot of really funny little moments of Violet being literal and
that's right. I'll send you an invoice.
Poor Iris just trying to like, oh yeah, and Dad, no, stop, yeah. And it is something that I feel like kids have a lot of times when maybe their parents, something about their upbringing makes them think that their parents value the kind of the results of their career or something of their work.
And who can blame them? Because look at what the mother did when she was wanting to introduce all the different dudes, right? She was just like, there's this person, he does this.
And she's just introducing different professions, basically,
right.
Iris. Now, to be fair, the reason why I think the mom was so excited is that this is the kind of thing that she wouldn't have had the opportunity probably for.
Sure.
If, and maybe this is something I'm reading into a little bit too much, is that Iris has life happening for her. She's an auto memoir doll in the city. And maybe the mom had about a dozen other guys that were on the list and thought, my daughter deserves better, and scratched them off the list. Well, so the mom's mind, she's thinking, I've curated some wonderful guys, but she needs to kind of prove to Iris that they are wonderful guys. And her first thought is, well, he's a teacher.
Well, but
and he's a shoe worker.
Here's another way of looking at it. They live in a very small town.
Yes.
Right? So in some ways, this could be showing how highly she actually thinks of Iris.
True.
Because she's like, even if she's not the best auto memoir doll in the city, right? She's an auto memoir doll in the big city.
Right.
Like, that's incredible. In order to get someone that is on that same level, I need to get somebody that, also is having life happening and things like that.
Yes.
Because otherwise, they won't be able to connect at all. Like, she wouldn't be able to, live with a simple farmer, or something.
Right. And if the mother had taken the low road of, like, not the low road, but the road of humility of trying to say, like, hey, I understand that this is something that makes you uncomfortable, that you're not happy, and I'm sorry I had to use deception, and was very literal and forthcoming about all these guys, I feel like are and she could maybe say I made sure that every single guy here has a dream, has a goal in life, and is working towards it, and is honest and kind, and she's like, I know this is weird and stuff, but just know I have the best intention. And then she'd be like, thank you, Mom, I appreciate that, but I still don't want to do this. And she would have been like, okay. Yeah. And then there might have been, some issues there.
And then she could just be like, okay, cool. We've already invited them to the party. What do we do? Okay, I will make sure not to basically force you to talk to any of them or anything like that. And now, granted, that might not have been something the mom was willing to do, but that could be that could have been a way
compromised or found some way to be.
Stuff. And in that sense, that's one of those things where taking a page out of Violet's book actually would help them a lot, because then they would say what they're actually feeling, because a lot of the times communication, right? Like there's even people that can understand emotions better, but again, not perfectly, Iris mentioned, that it's not perfect, so they will not pick up on certain things, or they might not like that you leave out certain things as opposed to being open with it.
Yeah, another thing I think is a really cool theme in this episode is choice, in that Iris chose the guy that she wanted to be courageous and open up her feelings to. In some ways, there was a little bit of that relationship of convenience in that they had known each other for so long.
Right.
But that also is still a thing that she chose to do. Then because her choice there seemed devalued in some way. She felt devalued by making that choice. That she said she wanted to crawl into a hole and die. So in that instance, she thought very little of herself. Now, when she goes to make the choice to become an auto-memoir doll, her parents, her dad, I believe that was her dad, says their dad, who said, you should just quit already.
I think that was her mom that basically said you should quit and come home.
The one who said the one who said when they were sitting across the table and they started being real with the communication finally, and they're like, well, you're lying to us about being some best doll in Leyden thing.
I thought that was her mom.
No, the dad literally said, just quit already. And that was the one part I was just like, oh, oof.
Yeah.
Basically, they then, not necessarily in as much as they wanted to, they probably were meaning to a little bit, but what they ended up doing was triggering the same feeling of devaluing the choice of Iris, which is the same feeling she had when she had her previous choice devalued. And so in some ways, she's holding on very tightly to her ability to make good choices by saying that my choice to become an auto-memoir doll was the right choice, because in some ways it helps her feel better about her previous choice, which ended up causing her so much pain.
Or at the very least, just making it it's like, yes, reaffirming the ability to choose, I would say, in and of itself. Like that there doesn't need to be anything else to it.
I agree.
The whole thing of whether the choice is good or not, well, you'll believe it's a good choice because you want to hold to the choice that you made, right? You don't want anyone else to decide for you because this is technically better, right? Or something. Not saying that it was in this case.
Right.
But
and also to kind of add a little bit of thing into that, a lot of people go through life doubting their own choices.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it takes a lot of strength to make choices that are contrary to what your life's patterns have been like up until this point.
Right. Yep.
And I think that's where Iris basically channeled the pain to be brave enough to make a choice that was so contrary. And her coming back here is like, okay, yeah, I'll come back here, and I'm hoping that people will look at my choice and go, way to go, you did a thing that none of us have been able to do. But instead they kind of are like, undercut it. It's not really working out for you, see? And it's just like, does my work, does my effort not mean anything? So I really resonate with Iris's reaction in this regard. I also understand why the parents ended up using a lower form of communication by basically undercutting her choice to try and say that their choice should have more value.
The act of undercutting and say like you should quit, or the trying to tricking her into coming there.
So first part, basically. Okay. I understand why they did that, but I'm saying I even more so understand the second part, because it was the wrong way to do it, and it was probably the wrong thing to do as well. Like, I would say definitely. But the thought process that they were going through I understand it, and it's something that I feel like a lot of parents can accidentally go into without realizing it. And yet it's very easy, I'd say, from a third-person perspective, to understand why parents slip so much into that specific one there. It also brings up something, I'm sorry, I'll be done here, is I think Iris is younger than Catalia and Erica. Like, I don't...
Well, she's definitely... I'm pretty dang sure she's younger than Catalia. I don't know about Erica.
I could see her being the rookie, not just because she's, you know,
she is the rookie. Yeah, they did say that she's the newbie, basically.
Yes, I'm you know, everyone's so gorgeous in this show and stuff. And, you know, physically, there's nothing to say that any one of them is older
it's hard
than the
to tell
other.
in anime how old people are, you know.
Right,
because,
but I almost tell by the way that she reacts to this problem that she is the youngest of at least the 3 main auto-memoir dolls.
Gotcha.
And I think that that's something that I think it makes me identify a little bit more with her self-consciousness around, like, specific things that we mentioned in the discussion so far.
One of the things I thought about was, so you know how I mentioned the idea that it might be because her mom thought so highly of the idea of being an auto-memoir doll that she's like, oh, we need to get these, these men with good jobs and all that stuff.
Yes.
The reverse is also very possibly true, and now that I think about it, probably more likely because of how they were undercutting her job as being an auto-memoir doll, and but you're not actually the best, you know, and all that stuff, and you should just quit it and, you know, and come back here. Is that it's actually we don't think you can do it. So here's a helping hand, right?
Yeah.
You know, that way you don't have to, because you know we know you're not going to make it. And that I'm surprised Iris stayed as long as she did. Like,
she loves them,
quite frankly, because the job had already been done at that point. They had written the letters for the party and all that, right? Once that happened, I probably would have just been like, okay, we delivered the letters, and I don't actually need to be at this party. That's the as far as she could have gone. I probably would have said, yeah, go, you know, try it out, and then if it does end up going really badly like it did, she did not have to go and run to her room. She could have just ran to the train station.
Maybe they hadn't gotten paid yet.
No, they work on invoices, remember?
Right.
But, yeah.
Installments. That's something, actually, that I feel like is something that Iris could have used to bridge the communication gap. Is basically say, the minute this whole thing is brought up, just go, like, guys, I would love to see you all again. Like, you don't need to use something else for me to come see you.
Sure, yeah.
And basically realize
although that's not necessarily true.
No, it's still, but the point is, but she can guide it. And this is something that I'd say a more mature person that would be less emotionally compromised in the situation would have been able to do. But that's okay. That would have been a very tough, masterful thing to do, is basically trying to guide the communication towards an empathetic side of, yeah, I love you guys, and I have missed you, and this is so great, but you didn't have to spend all this money, essentially.
Yeah, that's the other thing, because they're in a small town. Like, there's generally,
and having a personal request probably costs more than a regular service.
Well, that's sure, possibly.
And 3 lunches isn't enough to cover a regular thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were writing a lot of letters, but this is the main thing that I think about. It's not the fact that they personally requested her, right? Because having someone write a letter, it probably costs a decent amount, I guess, because you're getting someone that trains to do this and all that. But
I think it's actually a lot.
Like, sure, yeah, I'm
especially
guessing
the personal request.
Right. But that's what it is. The fact that she had to take a train to a whole other city where she would be for a while.
Yeah.
That's not just the time it takes to write a letter, right? That's not a 1 hour consultation thing. That's a 2 or 3 day, like transport costs and whatnot.
I think you need to tone it back on the living costs. I think it's just the travel costs.
Sure.
Because I think that this is basically a special situation where it's like, okay, it's family, and I'm gonna stay here.
But they didn't know it was... right. Once they found out it was family, she stayed there. Right.
But if they were just going there to do the job, I think it would be stated in the contract that it's like, you're coming here to do letters. Okay, how many letters? Approximately this many.
Right.
Okay, cool. So just so you know, that means I'm going to need to be there for 3 hours.
Right.
Okay. Are we doing deliveries? Yes, we're doing deliveries. Okay, now it's going to be 5 hours. Okay, for that time plus travel, this multiplier, and then usual fee, and it's going to be this much.
But it's like, oh boy, like how... And the party, too. Like, we didn't see anything really about their whole economic situation, really. But... I would not I don't think it's far out there to say that they saved up to be able to do this.
Yeah, at the very least to have like really nice food and stuff there. And again, it's not really a big thing I think for the episode, but it's something that I feel like in communication stuff there's a lot of things that people don't like to talk about,
right?
Because it feels awkward being like, well, we expect you to just do what we want because we're spending money on this thing, this party, and all this other stuff. There's a lot of really weird things, guys, that happen when people bring money, or not even money, just effort and work into
particular expectations,
basically about, quid pro quo kind of relationship things. It's like, be very honest whenever you basically say, if I do this for you, will you do this for me? I'll tell you, it's probably one of the most freeing things where people will just go, oh, like, would you like me to do this for you? Like, it would mean a lot to me. It's like,
you don't need strings attached.
Yeah, and then they go, oh, you don't need to do this then. Like, I'll just come over this afternoon and do it for you.
Right.
And they're like, oh, wow. Yeah. It's something really weird where people will assume, and assuming is bad, like every instance of assuming is just not worth it. Even at the points where it's like you assumed correctly, you could have just communicated.
I think you might be assuming that every instance is bad. I'm just saying.
Possibly. All right, guys. This is a good episode. It's a good character development, and we know that Iris is at the very least going to be around in the story in the future, so we're more invested.
We have that connection between her and Violet now, so that their interactions can mean more moving forward.
Exactly. It's kind of the slight difference between the Luculia and her brother situation from the previous episode where we had just been introduced to them.
Yeah.
Whereas with Iris, we had a little bit of context going forward with her, and now basically her character has been unveiled for us, which is pretty awesome. So hoping they do that with some of the other characters we've gotten to cast so far. And yeah, guys, if you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. Any kind of Patreon support gives you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories, non-spoilery Violet Evergarden stuff, or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.